Their song hasn't changed, the reality has.
Probably the Chinese element is also making them go mad and raise these bizarre statements.
However, India's intention would be to create exactly the kind of situation where Pakistan is left with no option.
If you want to denuclearize South Asia, start with India.
Hello viewers, Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has gone completely insane. He has gone south of sanity. Why am I saying it? It's a harsh statement it might look, but look what he's saying.
साथियों, आज आतंकवाद के खिलाफ भारत की प्रतिज्ञा कितनी कठोर है, इसका पता इसी बात से चलता है कि हमने उनके न्यूक्लियर ब्लैकमेल की भी परवाह नहीं की है। पूरी दुनिया ने देखा है कि कैसे गैर जिम्मेदाराना तरीके से पाकिस्तान द्वारा भारत को अनेक बार एटमी धमकियां दी गई हैं। आज श्रीनगर की धरती से मैं पूरी दुनिया के सामने यह सवाल उठाना चाहता हूं कि क्या ऐसे गैर जिम्मेदार और रोग नेशन के हाथों में परमाणु हथियार सुरक्षित हैं? मैं दुनिया के सामने यह सवाल खड़ा करना चाहता हूं। मैं मानता हूं कि पाकिस्तान के एटमी हथियारों को IAEA इंटरनेशनल एटॉमिक एनर्जी एजेंसी की निगरानी में लिया जाना चाहिए। मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा और साफ तौर पर कहना चाहूंगा।
Anybody with an iota of understanding of the nuclear profile of the globe would know that Rajnath essentially is talking not just hollow air, but essentially absolute absurdity. IAEA and its mandate at all, I'm taking a procedural view of it, at all does not include any such suggestion. It is important, however, not to miss the main point in Rajnath's profanity against sanity. Why is he saying it? To me, it is pretty obvious. He's trying to tell his domestic constituency, and also the same argument will be echoed by Modi. He's already making such arguments, that if it weren't for the nuclear umbrella, we would have really turned the tables on Pakistan. Their problem, however, is that they have been beaten on the conventional weapons platform. Now they are building a post-facto or post-failure argument that if it weren't for the nuclear weapons, we would have gone to the next step. So therefore, our conclusion is Pakistan should not possess these nuclear weapons. There are other dimensions as well. I had written an article on my Substack platform, and here is a piece that you may want to visit and read. This is way beyond its time, as it were. At that time, we were all caught up in what Modi was trying to do and the kind of agenda he was peddling. It was at that time that I was making an argument that the real agenda Modi had up his sleeves was to create a regional situation where Pakistan becomes so desperate that it reaches out for the nuclear weapons. And that was the time Modi thought at that time to link Pahalgam terrorism with nuclear weapons, rogue state argument. That fell flat on its face. The reality has changed. The script has not. A bit like a bus that meets an accident on a road, gets broken, becomes dysfunctional, everybody's crying here and there, but the tape recorder is still playing the same song that started to play when the bus left the bus station. So Rajnath and Modi are a bit like that. Their song hasn't changed, the reality has.
They do sound like a broken record, and there's a reason for that as well. You see, the relationship with US, with China, it's sinking. And they have not had very good relations with their immediate neighbors. You talk about Bangladesh, you talk about Pakistan, Nepal, and they want to dominate South Asia. That is their doctrine, I guess. So when the relations are sinking, they're also accusing, they just recently accused America of complicity. I see it as complicity when they say that, look, we had informed Americans about our intention to attack Pakistan. So when they say that the US already knew what we were up to, that sort of shatters US claims as well that they're mediating and that they don't want war in the region. So they've gone bonkers completely. Probably the Chinese element is also making them go mad and raise these bizarre statements. Sometimes, they're saying that Pakistan is the aggressor. That's what they're saying. Now they're saying Pakistan should be denuclearized. And they came up with this really strange accusations. We hit Pakistan, and there was this nuclear facility there. It stockpiled nuclear weapons there, and they have leaked. So IAEA was in panic, and now they've come out with statement that nothing of the sort has happened. So what the Chinese are doing is they're knocking at their door and they're saying that door doesn't belong to you. It's our area. The area in Tibet, they're saying traditionally, historically, administratively, politically, these are our areas and you don't have any stake on these areas. So please vacate these areas, leave. And we remember those lethal videos that came up where, these Indian soldiers and Chinese soldiers, they were exchanging blows with sticks and even bricks. It was a bloody fight over there. And now China is again saying that you're the aggressor and you're the hegemon probably.
The challenge, however, still remains, because the challenge is of their intention and their plan. The challenge is not to seek Pakistan's compliance. The challenge before Pakistan is their intention to seek Pakistan's compliance minus the nuclear weapons. Therefore, our nuclear weapons have become doubly important in the overall equation. Even more important is to be able to fight off their aggressive designs through conventional means. Pakistan has an open doctrine that every option is on the table, but we will not be the first country to create a situation where nuclear weapons have to be used. However, India's intention would be to create exactly the kind of situation where Pakistan is left with no option but to reach out for the nuclear weapons. But in between, India creating this compulsion, Pakistan responding according to their script, lies a very vast territory of conventional weapons defeat that India has suffered. And Pakistan is going to be building on its conventional weapons advantage, investing more in technology, creating greater economic depth, and also creating a network of alliances in the region and across the globe in order to thwart Indian designs. So the script remains the same. Their intention is out there in public, and it is not just their intention, remember that. You also have to bring the Israeli factor. Now, why Israeli factor becomes important? Ever since Israel started to redraw the regional lines, Netanyahu's famous phrase, I'll change the map of the Middle East, Modi also started to harbor these ambitions that I should change the map of South Asia. Israel has been able to do it primarily because it is not confronted with any nuclear weapons or a nuclear capable state in the region. India has not been able to do it because it is really stuck between two nuclear powers, and both of them have given it a thrashing in the conventional realm. Therefore, the agenda is to get rid of at least one nuclear weapon state. And Pakistan's nuclear capability, though is meant primarily and only for its own purposes, is also the pride of many other countries, which now see that if we have this kind of capability, probably regional hegemons would not be able to do what Israel is doing to the Palestinians. So it is that kind of a hegemonic mindset from the Middle East right into the heart of South Asia that sees enemies' nuclear weapons to be not just enemies' nuclear weapons, but also the potential future weapons in the hands of those countries that they want to dominate. So that's where the Israeli and the Indian nexus becomes very important.
Yeah, you really need to dissect BJP's politics to see what sort of fear, paranoia they'd been feeding people. You see, there was this recent incident, maybe small to you, but great in significance, when they attacked this bakery. It is known as Karachi Bakery. The Karachi Bakery is named after Karachi, and it is pre-partition business which carried that name because it was selling. So they were attacking its signboards, they were attacking people, and they had gone completely nuts over it that, Pakistan, we cannot tolerate anything related to Pakistan. Anything which reminds of Pakistan is really bad and scary. So they were doing that. And look at the other side, the Bombay Bakery in Pakistan, in Hyderabad. Both these bakeries are in Hyderabad, Indian Hyderabad and now Pakistani Hyderabad. We've got this Bombay Bakery. Bombay, everybody knows what Bombay is, an Indian city. So people expressing their love for Bombay Bakery, and they say, we will never do such a thing. So feeding this fear to your party workers, people, makes you a fit country to be denuclearized. It's a case for denuclearizing India. It's, if you want to denuclearize South Asia, start with India, because that is the country which has spun totally out of control. So we want peace in the region, and if you want to bring peace, probably start there.
This tells you why we went on to the nuclear path. We went on to the nuclear path because India went on to the nuclear path. India tested nuclear weapons. We tested nuclear weapons. India built delivery systems. We built delivery systems. So Faisal that way makes a very important point that if you want to denuclearize the region, denuclearize India, of course that's something that they do not want to hear. For now, their frustration is peaking. And I've always said that all wars are fought for domestic reasons. Just like they say, every foreign policy move is an extension of your domestic policy move. We will be watching Indian moves and their madness very closely. Thank you.